Disclaimer: the insights and opinions shared on this show are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Before making any financial decisions, we recommend consulting with a qualified professional to better understand your unique financial situation. Welcome to the Investors Playbook Show, where our mission is clear: empowerment through financial education. We firmly believe that financial freedom isn't a privilege, it's a right that's available to everybody. Each week, we dive deep into the world of finances, breaking down complex topics and making them accessible and actionable for everyone. As we grow this community, we invite you to join us on this journey. Why tune in? Because together, we're not just learning about wealth, we're building a movement, reshaping futures, and proving that with the right knowledge, financial success is within everyone's reach. It's time to get off the sidelines. Let's go.
Welcome to Investors Playbook, episode 25. I'm Cornell Rowling.
I'm Deshaun Edwards, and we have some announcements before we dig into the meat of this episode. All right. So we do our annual webinar. Couldn't think of the word. We're having our annual webinar February 28th. So stay tuned for the information for that. We're going to be talking about mutual funds. All right. And how you can get started with investing in something as simple as putting money into a mutual fund, what a mutual fund is, how we got started investing with mutual funds. And yeah, we're just going to dive deep into it. So if you've heard of the term mutual fund and you're not quite sure what it is or what it means, come check us out February 28th. It's going to be 4:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're somewhere in between in the US, you can do the math, but that's going to be February 28th. We do have our Facebook community, which is live and direct, where we talk about, all things finance. So come join the Investors Playbook community on Facebook. Um, and I mean, you could just, if you have a Facebook, which everybody has, you could just search for Investors Playbook. You'll see me and Cornell's picture. Come join the page. Come join the group. Sorry. I mean, follow the page too. Follow the page, join the group. Yeah, so we're trying to, make sure that that's growing. Create a community where people are literally just kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. We have different styles of investing. We got some people who do real estate. We got some people who do, day trading. Me and Cornell, we are more of the long-term investing. But the entire group is all about learning how to kind of make your money work for you. So, yeah, it's a Facebook group, so obviously it doesn't cost anything. So yeah, come check that out. And then the last announcement is what, April 20th?
Yes, April 20th, we will have we will be a part of a book fair. So, come through. And yeah, show love. We love to see y'all there. And let's talk about money, talk about building real wealth. And I think that's pretty much it for the announcements.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So I think we should also talk about personal achievements, though, man. So yesterday, well, I should say Sunday. Shouldn't say yesterday. Sunday, February, Saturday. See, I ran a 5K, got a medal and everything. I'm getting my fitness on. Cornell, he likes to talk about discipline, but I like to, congratulate myself on achieving this achieving this goal of mine. And this is important to me because this is like, my nonprofit. Like, I'm part of the board. I help coordinate the 5K, um, help map out the route, what I'm saying, sponsored by myself and other individuals. So this isn't just a 5K that I just decided to run. This is like kind of my 5K. I led the stretch, invited people, not just mine, but everybody that's a part of Cafe Eway. So it's important to make sure that we are also saying the things that's happening in our lives. You know what I mean? Giving, our achievements and things like that. Because Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
Hey
Yeah, it
man,
was very successful. It was like,
I would just like to say congratulations, man.
thank
And
you,
I'm
bro.
glad that you were awarded for that discipline. You feel me?
Exactly.
I,
Yeah,
but I
bro.
also feel like, real discipline doesn't need a reward. So it's what you do every day when no one's watching. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? I
Oh
feel like
yeah.
that's real
Oh
discipline.
yeah. Oh
I feel
yeah.
like that's
That's why
discipline,
you
right?
post a picture of yourself every day in the gym with your shirt on. Literally, discipline. Intelligent today. Get
Touche, bro. You got it.
out. So yeah, you're right. It's really about what people don't see, right? That's what matters.
What matters, man. It's what
That's what
matters.
matters. Not doing it for the gram, doing it for yourself. You
You can
feel
do it for
me?
the gram a little bit,
You can
but
do it for the gram a tiny bit, but always do it for yourself. Always do it for yourself. Don't just do it for the gram. But
right.
yeah, um, nah, man. But same to you, bro. You literally are one of the most disciplined people I know. Self-proclaimed.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? That's what
Nah.
you told me. So I'm just like you.
And,
But
ain't no self proclaim, man. This a real thing. But
nah, it's facts. It's facts. You really are though, bro. Like for real. You definitely like since I've known you, you'll stick to a thing and like consistently do it. Like consistently. It doesn't have to be a I'm on this diet fad or I'm doing this thing for this amount of time or I'm training for this. It's like I go to the gym, I run my mile, I do my workout, I go home, I go to controllerize on Monday, I wake up, I eat pancakes and I eat biscuit. I go to school, I come home and do it. it'd, be like, it'd be like beep boop boop beep program. Cornell on. Okay, breakfast. Jim,
hey, but you know what? This actually segues into our topic because, of
yeah,
course, with this, discipline is a big factor.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so let me start by saying, okay, we know that the Super Bowl just happened last Sunday, right?
it did.
That was a
The
big
Super Bowl
thing.
was huge. Las Vegas, one of the most highly watched. Did you watch the Super Bowl, bro?
I did. Well, up to halftime, then I went to sleep because I'm old.
Okay, yeah, because that's like late for y'all, right? Out on the East Coast. Well, for you, because you're like 90 year, you're like a 80-year-old in like a 30-something-year-old's body. You be
That's
going to
fact.
bed at like 9:30, bro.
That's facts. Hey, hey, man. Especially if I got to work the next day. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
Uh,
yeah. So the Super Bowl is a big thing that happens every year. Most people know this. I'm not gonna say everybody because I hate to generalize everybody.
yep.
But the cheapest Super Bowl ticket that was available was over $6,000.
Mhm. 6,000, and this is just to get to the Super Bowl. This isn't talking about someone who is flying from Atlanta, flying from LA, who has to pay for their hotel, who has to pay for their flight, food, drinks. $6,000 first, like just to go to the event, and then you got to add on every other cost that it takes to get there if you don't live there. People probably spent over $10,000 to watch a 3 hour football game, like in person.
But check me out. On That was just the cheapest ticket. On average, it's $12,000 just to
Oh
get there.
my God. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're right. Most people are spending over 10,000
Oh yeah.
just to go to the game for sure.
Yeah.
So
Dang. That's
it's
wild, man.
it's wild. So Super Bowl packed stadium for sure. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And what kills me is when you go around and you talk about things like performing tasks that benefit your future, like investing or purchasing a home or things like that, people say that they don't have the money, right? They have to get
Yeah.
it somehow. But when you come to these types of events, and it's not just the Super Bowl, people are doing expensive things throughout the year.
Yeah.
You ever seen that person on Instagram that's just traveling every week, and you're just like, man, like first
And
off, like how do you have
they're
some
living their best life. They're
living their
living their
best
best life. You feel me?
yeah, living their
And
best life, and which is understandable. We all want to have fun, but I feel like there's balance to everything.
yeah. Yeah.
There's balance to everything, and when it comes to this is where opportunity cost plays a huge factor.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Like I know for uh-oh.
Frozen.
Yeah.
That was weird. Yeah.
Yeah, you went black for a second.
Yeah, I was watching myself going like, but yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, cool. We'll cut that little part out.
And that was you.
That was me. I had to I you doing that reminded me to turn on Do Not Disturb. So
I
we'll cut out that little, it's like 30 seconds. But yes. um, opportunity costs, like it can really, I don't know. I think people might not even really realize what's happening when they're doing it, right? Um, because a lot of times people don't know what opportunities they have in front of them. They just see something that they want to do, travel, go to this game, spend this money on whatever it is that they want to do for the day. And they don't realize that spending that money removes that money and its access to do something else. You feel me? Like anything else.
that
It,
that was
you
that
know what
was
I
a
mean?
great definition for
Yeah.
it. So just to reiterate, so opportunity costs, you're basically eliminating all other possibilities,
Hmm.
all other alternatives when you're using your resources for a certain thing. It could be money, it could be your time. It's like whatever you're putting that towards, you're losing all opportunity for something else. So say you buy um a drink, you buy 3 drinks from the club and it's $50. You're losing the potential to invest that $50 in the stock market. You're losing the potential to save that $50 for your home, for a future home or something like that, or whatever. So
Hmm.
when you do a certain task, and it requires a resource that you're expending at that time, you're losing the possibility to expend that somewhere else. So just remember that it's not you just purchasing hookah at the club. You're losing whatever potential that money could have helped you in another category. And if
Exactly.
I yeah,
No, I think that was really good. A personal example, the one that like speaks to what I have done like recently, and one thing that I am, I guess the best way to put it is I'm feeling the opportunity cost in real life, like in real life, like in as it happens, like right now, because it's a monthly expense that is not like light. It's kind of heavy. So not last year, but 2020, 2022, I purchased a timeshare. And this was me, and don't get me wrong, I mean I use it and I utilize it like every year. I'm not one of those people who purchased it and regret it. But I do realize that me purchasing that has now, like the money that I'm putting every month towards that timeshare, that's my opportunity cost. That potential money could have been in something else. It could have been in investing. It could have been in me saving for some type of investment like real estate. But because I chose to purchase this timeshare, I am now removing that money from any potential, from any like anything else that it could be potentially used for. All right. That's like my timeshare cost me roughly like let's just say $500 a month. That's literally how much you can put. And we talked about this in the retirement episode. That's close to what you can put in every month to max out your IRA. I'm spending it on travel, right? So that for me is That's a definition for me of opportunity cost in real life. Like the money that I'm putting every month towards this timeshare could be put towards me putting money into my retirement account. Could be put towards me putting towards my investment account, whatever the case may be. I just wanted to give a real world example because like that, and I think about that sometimes. I'm like, man, this timeshare is great. It's fun. I use it, but this thing could have went here. This thing could have went here. This thing could have went here.
Right.
Just in, yeah. So when I think of opportunity cost, that's also the things I'm thinking about. Not even just spending money in a night, but what are your monthly expenses, right? What are you spending money on every single month that you might could be using towards something else, or that you don't necessarily need, right? Um, that could be opportunity costs that you might can bring back a little bit, right? You can use that. You can re redirect some of those funds, right? If it's something that you're able to cancel or anything like that. But yeah, opportunity cost it's very important for people to understand and realize, because a lot of times they don't have the foresight to see the future of what the money could have been potentially used for. But the idea behind it is knowing that when you spend this money on this, you eliminate all other options. Like you said, Cornell. Like it doesn't matter what you could have used it on. You can't use it on anything. It's done.
Right.
So $100 spent on drinks, night out, hookah, gone. You can't spend that $100 ever again. So yeah, it's all about being mindful, knowing
I,
that. Go ahead.
I like how you put that, man. And actually, I just want to backtrack to that Super Bowl ticket. I'm sorry. So on average, we said that people were paying around $12,000 for a Super Bowl ticket, right?
Yeah,
So let's just talk about, because we're talking about opportunity cost. Let's say you put that $12,000 into the stock market, right?
yeah,
And let's say on average you make 10% a year, which is, I feel like, is very conservative.
yeah. Lately, the stock market has been doing quite amazing. So,
Just last year, the stock market went up 21%, but we're going to put it at 10% just to be conservative and just so we can be realistic.
hmm
If you had put that $12,000 into the stock market instead of, going to the Super Bowl, and we know everybody didn't go to the Super Bowl, but we're just using this as an example because, as Deshaun said, this could be with any expense. So after 5 years, that 12,000 would be $19,000. And while you might be saying 5,000, I mean 5 years just to get to 19,000, you're starting at 12. This is from you doing absolutely nothing. This is you just putting that money somewhere and not looking at it.
yeah.
Whereas if you had went to the Super Bowl, you'd have zero. So it's really 19,000 or $0.
You would
you,
have
you
you would have an experience. You would
you had an
have the time
experience.
of your life. You feel me?
You got some pictures for the gram.
It'll be some pictures for the ground. You'll get on video. You might go live and stream a little bit, but you're
Yeah,
right. It's not gonna. It doesn't value anything. It's well, not necessarily value anything. And
yeah.
monetarily, it does not provide. It doesn't give you money back, right? It's just money spent.
Now think about what you can do in 5 years with that 19,000. You see what I'm saying? Now you can do even more.
Yeah, right.
And then after 10 years, you'd have 30,000. And remember, this isn't you continuously putting in. This is you putting in that $12,000 one time and letting this and forgetting about it.
hmm
And
It
we
doesn't.
said on average 10%,
Right.
but me normally I'm not getting only a 10% return in the stock market. So this is us being very conservative. I'm sorry, what were you about to say?
I was gonna say also, it's not normal for someone to just put 12,000 and not put any money in ever again for 5 years. You feel me? So you're talking also about someone doing 12,000 that goes straight into the stock market and growing a decent amount from doing nothing. But normally people put money in continuously. You know what I'm saying? They allow compound interest to grow and put, in their favor by putting $100 every month, $50 every month, whatever the case may be. But yeah, what you said is also like 10%, probably more. 12,000 to grow to 15, more than likely someone's going to continuously put money in, and that is just going to again make that same amount of money that you're investing grow even more, right? Um, so yeah, it's like taking the money and not letting it go, like not just erasing it, right? That's literally what happens. And a lot of times when people do spend money, especially large chunks of change like $12,000 on a day, right? On a day, they they have a good time, but then afterwards, I don't know, it's like when you get off the gram, when you get from your high, you're like, dang, that was a lot of money I spent.
You got that regret.
You feel me? I spent a lot of money going to the game, but I had a good time. But dang, I spent a lot of money. So yeah, you just gotta really just you really gotta just decide on what your definition well, what your why is. Like what is it that what are you doing it all for? You know?
and, and don't, don't misunderstand us. Like, if you have it, okay.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic. A lot of people don't just have $12,000 to spend in one day.
Mm-mm, they
But
don't.
yet there are, I promise you, there are people that went in debt over this game.
Yep. Whether it
And
was attending the game, going to Las Vegas, even probably like hosting a party and watching it on TV. It could be, you know what I mean? This is a worldwide phenomenon. People from all over the world watch the Super Bowl. So people spend money in various ways. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people spend money that they did not have to make that Sunday, special to them. Um, but that's opportunity cost. They chose to spend money that they're no longer going to be able to use somewhere else. And this is just one example, right?
one-
This is one example. And I also want to double down on your don't misinterpret. We're not saying like don't enjoy life, right? Don't just sit down and like do nothing and only think I was saying earlier, it doesn't make sense. Is it going to move the needle towards the goals that you're trying to achieve? Is it going to push you forward? Like your family, is it going to sense for the goals that you're trying to make and like make happen in the next year? Maybe think twice about doing it, or do it later. There's going to be a Super Bowl every year. So,
agree. And I
yeah.
like what you said, man, because one thing I realized is a lot of people don't really have a vision. You see what I'm saying? They don't really know where they're going. There's a lot of people out here, kind of floating through life.
Hmm.
And if because I feel like society's kind of set up that way. It's like, okay, just go to your job, come back home, and just make sure you can sustain your lifestyle.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't looking for um more than that. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not really embedded in our society to look for more than that.
Yeah.
From the moment we're in school, we're kind of brainwashed into, okay, now you gotta go out, get a job, work there until you're 65, and then you can retire, and then you can enjoy your life at 65. But
Which is
which is crazy, right? It sounds crazy,
which is
but
crazy.
that's normal.
Yeah.
That's normal. Instead of, hey, you can kind of buy your freedom. I hate to put it like that, but it's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
You
It's
kind of got to
literally.
buy your freedom. So
Hmm.
if you make enough money to sustain your life to where the passive income from it sustains your life, then you're able to retire. You don't have to wait until you're 65. It's just
Hmm.
easier because that's when you get your tax benefits and that's when your retirement accounts are available to you. But that does not mean that you can't retire before
Right.
that time.
Right. Yeah. That is the system, man. It and we talk about it a lot. Like you gotta make sure that you're not falling into the sheep-like mentality, the herd-like mentality, where you're just doing stuff because it was shown to you, or doing stuff because everyone else is doing it. Um, I don't know, man. Just living an extraordinary life is better than living an ordinary life, you know. And in order to do that, you have to grab it and like do something with it. If you just go with the motion, pause. You grab it. You got to do something. You know what I'm saying?
It was the bro. It was the way you did it, man.
Grab it. You gotta grab. They look. If they listen to the podcast, they can't see it. You over here making this. You making it more than what it needs to be, bro. You making it more than what it needs to be. You gotta grab it, bro. You gotta grab it. You feel me? Nah, but you gotta grab it, bro.
I feel it, bro.
Nah, but seriously, like you really have to take control of what's happening in your life. You can't just be one of those people who drift, right? There's a book I read called I mean you read it too. Outwitting the Devil. Bro, people really just be drifting. They just be, oh yeah, let's do the thing that I was gonna do last year, and I'm gonna do it again this year and do it again next year. No change, no progress. The worst position to be in is the same position you were in next year that you're in that right now. Like you're supposed to grow. I don't know if I said that right. I'm gonna say it again.
You fixed
The
it at
worst,
the end. I was like, okay, you fixed
the
it.
worst, the worst position to be in next year is to be in the same position you're in right now. Like something like that. So you get help me
Yeah.
out, bro. What am I saying wrong, bro?
The worst position to be in is it the same position that you were last year.
Oh, I'm thinking about future.
But
Okay.
you fixed it at the end. It just kind of sounded like you were going, but yeah, nah, it was good. That was good, man.
The worst
You-
position to be in is the same position as last year. Um, And I know like we're kind of going all around, but the reality is opportunity cost plays a huge part in progress. If you are removing the opportunity to do things like invest in just in your future, reach your ultimate goal, whatever that might be, is different for everybody. And you keep doing that, like you just keep spending money on things that don't move the needle, that don't put you closer to the goal that you want, that leaves you in the lane of retiring at 65, then yeah, your time has passed, but you're probably in the same position as last year. You might be a little more richer if you put, you know, you're putting money into your 401k, things like that. Um, but yeah, just try and be more a little more intentional with the funds that you're spending, with the money that you're spending your money on, and yeah, it, it go pretty
I
far.
I agree. Intentionality is definitely like the biggest factor. Uh, along with knowing where you're going, because if you don't really know what you're trying to do, you're not going to be able to achieve it. It's kind of like trying to hit a target with your eyes closed. You can't do that. Well,
Right,
I mean, you can, but it's going to be very rare. You
you'll
see
be
what I'm
lucky.
saying?
Lucky, you
So
gotta be
it's
lucky.
it's important for you to find out what your values are, because your values might be traveling. Okay, then that's cool. Spend all your money on that because that's what you value, right?
Mhm.
But if you value, um yeah, whatever you value, put your time towards that. I know myself, I value financial freedom. And when I say financial freedom, because I know there may be different definitions of financial freedom, I look for time freedom, location freedom. I want to be able to own my 24 hours. When I wake up, I want to be able to ask myself, what do I want to do today? You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Not that, oh man, I gotta get up at 7 because I gotta be at the job before they mark me late. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be able to get up and say, what do I want to do today? What do I want to do for me and my family? You see what I'm saying? So that is my definition of financial freedom, to own my 24 hours, be able to do what I want to do. And yes, I will give back to the community on my time. You know what I'm saying? Like that is important to me, especially through financial freedom. Financial literacy. That's why we created Investors Playbook. But I want to own my own time. And
That's
that and
real.
that That's my number one purpose. That's the what will make me ultimately happy.
That's real, bro. And mine is like yours. Being able to not just well, literally do what I want to do. Like spend money on what I want to spend money on, travel where I want to travel, spend time with who I want to spend time with. Um, and then also to what you said, like help who I want to help. Like being able to help other people out of their financial situations, I also think plays into my financial freedom, you know? Because as much financial literacy we teach financial literacy every week we dropping episodes. Every day we're dropping content. People don't always, they don't always move when we say, look, this is something that can help you, it can benefit you. You should try this. Everyone doesn't always just, do the recommended action. So it's like, okay, and it can be people that are close to us, right? Like family. So being able to still help them out, knowing that we have the mindset for it, and getting to a point to where financial freedom, it looks amazing and it looks great for me, and I'm able to bless other people with the with the achievements that I've achieved because of my discipline, because of me, making sure that my opportunity costs were low, and then invested money here and there. So yeah, it's all that, bro. Like financial freedom is literally freedom, like freedom to do what I want when I want, spend money on what I want, help who I want. I agree with you definitely.
I'm about to segue a little bit, man.
What you gonna
This
segue
is
to,
a
man?
pet peeve of mine, bro.
Okay.
So yes, because it kind of stems from what you just said.
All
So
right.
people will have like this discipline and be like, "Hey, this is what we're doing." We'll be telling everybody about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like other people that are hearing you can be doing the same thing.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
then they will ask you for things because they know you have it because you've been doing what you've been saying that you're doing this entire time. So they'll expect things from you. And it's like, I really don't I don't owe you anything. Like I did this, I told you about this. You could have been doing it with me, but now you expect something, so me to just give it to you because I have it. No, you could have had it too. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you on that one, bro.
You could have had it too, but you decided to do what you were doing. So it's like reap the benefits of what you were doing. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I'm reaping the benefits from my discipline. I didn't ball out. I didn't splurge like you did. So that's your choice.
Right.
So you can't expect anything from me. Like, and I don't owe you anything.
Yeah. That I
And
feel.
I'm not a bad person for not giving it to you.
People will make you feel like you are, even though it's like you worked for this, right? You know what I mean? Like it's you sacrificed doing the things that you might have wanted to do because you knew about delayed gratification and you knew where you wanted to be in the future. But like you said, a lot of people don't have that future sight, man, which is the problem.
And it's not even like I'm gatekeeping though. It's like, hey,
No,
this is
yeah,
the path I'm on. We
mhm,
talk about this constantly. We have a whole podcast about it. Hey, this
literally,
is what we're doing.
literally every
You
day.
feel me? It's like do it or
All you
not.
got to
And
do is watch it, bro. They'll, you know what I'm saying, like 35 minutes. And I feel like we're mildly entertaining. You know what I mean? Like it's not just education, education, education. We're pretty funny. You get some giggles out of this, right? So I think watching this or listening to this, however you want to consume it, it could be entertaining, actionable, educational, but they have to do it. They have to listen. And and after that they gotta do something with it. You know what I mean?
and and if you decide not to live in that, you
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? You
yeah,
did that. It's not my fault you decided to do that. So yeah,
yeah.
that's my thing. But
I
I'm
feel
off my
you on that one.
soapbox.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. That's real. That's real, man. Um, nah, like, and I get because of what I mentioned, like helping other people out. That's what made you kind of say that. It was like the idea of
It
me or
wasn't
us.
it wasn't that. It was you saying that people don't always take your advice.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That was the part that was like, you know what, you are absolutely right. And it just kills
Mhm.
me when those people come and are asking for something because they know what you've been doing because you've been telling them about it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro. We got a book, bro. $15. Easy peasy. 6 steps. It's quite
Yeah.
easy, bro.
And if
Check
you
it.
do the ebook, it's $10.
$10. $10, bro. I think we do. Is the audiobook still up, bro? Oh, I think it's still up, bro.
It's up there. The audiobook is up. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, the ebook though, and the physical copy. You got to get
Yeah.
something that's hold. You know what I mean? Make marks in. You feel me? You want something like that. Um, but nah. So, what we want people to take away from this, man, think about what you're spending your money on. Like, just take the last week. You don't even gotta go far. Don't go. What did you spend your money on in 2023? What did you spend your money on this weekend? Like, well, this past weekend. Like, think about the money that you spent from Friday to Sunday, and calculate that, and just see. Okay, I went to brunch on Friday. I went to the club on Friday night. I went to a comedy show on Saturday. I did this. Whatever your spending was this weekend, just add that up. And that'll be money that is gone. Like that's your opportunity cost. That is how much money you spent that could have went somewhere else. Not saying should have, but could have, right? Because some things are important. It's two parts. Figure out how much money you spent this weekend, and then see did that move the needle towards your goals? Did that put you closer to what you're trying to achieve? Just just the quick action for people.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
And it's not just spending, that has
yeah.
opportunity costs. It can definitely be things, it can also be things like paying off debt. You see what I'm saying? There's a such thing as good debt, and there's a such thing as bad debt. And really what bad debt is debt that is too expensive. The interest rate is out of control. And
Right.
usually this is tied with things like credit cards. It could be a personal loan. Those can get kind of crazy also. It just depends. And what investors playbook, what we categorize as bad debt is anything that's double digit. Anything that's over 9%, so that's 10 and up, that means it's costing you too much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that we leverage good debt, things like a car loan, a home
Yep.
loan. These are things where it might be better, it might be more beneficial for you to put the money somewhere else instead of paying off these loans early.
Right.
So this means like maybe invest in the stock market. Remember, on average, you can make 10% in the stock market. So let's say you have a car loan for 4%, which is, I think that's pretty normal for now. I know when I got my car loan it was like 2%, but for now
Right.
I'm gonna say four.
4%
So,
sounds about
so let's say you got a car loan for 4%, and you got like 3,000 left. Instead of on the $3,000 left on paying off that car loan, instead of you paying off that car loan, maybe you can invest that money in the stock market, make more return on it than you're losing on that car loan, because it's basically like you're sacrificing that 4% for making uh around 10% in the stock market. Even though, just going back to it, I normally do not make only 10% in the stock market. My
yeah.
range is really like 20 to 30. Last year I got 40%. So
Wow.
I know 40% isn't normal. It was a great year in the stock market, but just know that's basically opportunity cost. I am putting my money into investments instead of paying off this low interest loan. And student loans can be in that also because student loans are generally lower in interest also, unless you have a private loan, because those can get out of control also. So yeah,
Yeah, and we're not saying don't pay off like pay your loans. Like they'll come for you if you don't pay them monthly. We're talking more like erasing it in like a year. Like a car loan is normally 5 years, right? They give you 5 years to pay off whatever the balance on your car is, something like that. If you have a low interest, like 4%, just let it cook. Like you can put that money somewhere else that can make more money than what you're going to be saving by paying off the loans faster. Is what we're saying. But still, please pay your pay your monthly balance, like because we don't want no one's car getting taken or nothing like that. You feel me?
For sure.
But no, that was a good example, bro. I like how you kind of worded that. Because some people think that eliminating as much debt as possible is the best method, right? They don't understand the difference between debt that can
Be leveraged.
like yeah, that can cook or that you can leverage. Yeah, I messed up.
Let it cook.
Yeah,
Nah, you
that
didn't
that
mess up. Nah,
I
you
was
saying
like I stuttered a little. I was like
you
what
always stutter.
why you lying? I don't always stutter, bro. I never stutter, bro. What you saying? You thinking about yourself, bro. You thinking about yourself.
Bro, that is the kindergarten comeback. No, you stutter.
You stutter, bro. I don't stutter. You stutter. You let me quit before they like. Yeah, we just joking, man. But nah. I forgot what I was saying. Talking.
But
It's all
yeah.
good. It's all good. But
So
yeah,
yeah, leverage those low interest loans for sure. Cause I made a mistake. And I used to, cause I'm not gonna lie, I used to have that Dave Ramsey mindset. Cause Dave Ramsey says pay off all debt. I never had debt out, never have credit cards. If you have a
mhm,
credit card, you're stupid. Like I okay, so I feel like Dave Ramsey is a good introductory person to listen to when it comes to financial literacy. I used to listen to him, but he has a lot of views. He is not the fastest way to wealth, for sure.
not the fastest
Absolutely.
at all.
He's not
Uh,
the fastest, but he's good for people that don't have that self-control when it comes to debt, when it comes to using credit cards.
yeah,
But yeah, leverage that debt. Leverage that debt because
leverage.
going back to where I messed up. So basically when I got my home, my first priority was to pay off this home and then buy another one, right? So I was actually paying off the home and somebody at my job, his name was Mr. Hutchinson. Um he was like, "Why are you paying that off?" He was like, "The interest rate is so low. My home loan was like 3 point something percent." He's like, the interest rate is so low. Why are you paying it off? And my idea was then I could take that mortgage payment, I could be putting it into investments and stuff like that. And then when I paid it off, I was like, man, because the stock market went crazy that year. I think it was like 2018 or something like that. The stock market went crazy. And I was just like, instead of me having this money inside of just stuck inside the house, because the house is going to appreciate anyway. My money's going to appreciate with the home anyway, whether I
Regardless
had
if you
paid
pay
off
it off or not pay
or
it off, it's
not,
still gonna grow. Yeah.
it's still going to grow. So I have my money trapped in this house for no reason, just so I don't have a mortgage payment, so that I could put money into investments. But I could have put my money in there initially, and then I wouldn't even have to worry about like putting the money from I would still do that, but it would have already been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So later on, I ended up taking the equity out of the home anyway, and now I'm still well off like with what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong, like I'm still happy about where I am, but I would have definitely 100% been further than what I am now if I did not pay off that home and I put that money into even mutual funds.
And
And Dave Ramsey teaches people to not have any debt and to pay off their home, and I just don't agree with that.
that's real.
I
I
just don't
think
agree.
I think that what you said is it's what makes the most sense for people who lack self-discipline. Don't get credit cards because you're going to run the credit cards up and you're going to have interest rates of 22%. Pay off your home. So, well, I don't really understand the whole pay off your home thing with that. I still don't understand that. But it's more like you said, for people, it's a good introductory for people to get into like their version of financial freedom, but it's a very slow grind to something that doesn't have to be so slow. Like we
Mhm.
even talk about not making $10,000 in a day. We're talking about regular investments though, like not don't get credit cards. Only make sure that all your debt is paid off. Because again, that's opportunity cost. Literally, you putting all that money into your home is now money that you can't put anywhere else.
Right.
And at an interest rate of 3%, it's like,
It's
bro,
like,
you
why?
why- just let it cook. Just pay it off every month. Make a little additional payments if you want to. It's not necessary though, because even if you were to spend all that money over 30 years, the amount of money that you would spend in interest, you would make that well over in this,
Yes,
like
exactly. Well
well over.
over.
bruh. Like, say you bought a house for 80K. You know what? I don't even want to do that because I'm not gonna pretend like I could just do the math like that. So
And but I mean, and those times are finished. Like 80K for a home. Like I mean,
yeah, that's
you
done.
might be able to do it in like Detroit or something
It'll
like
be
that.
yeah, it'll be somewhere like in the boonies or somewhere where they're
Yeah.
still developing stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, the 80K for a home, and that's I don't know, man. That's a wild thing too. When you really think about it, homes are never gonna be the same price that they were like years ago. But that's everything, right?
That's
Nothing's gonna
everything.
be the same price that it was years ago because everything is getting more expensive.
I
Um,
guess it's the speed that this happened. Like
yeah, it's a lot
because
faster.
it's a lot faster. But
Yeah,
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 who knows
yeah.
what'll happen in the future though.
Who knows? Um, but man, this was a good one, bro. I don't know. You think we good? You wanna dig into anything else, or we straight?
I think this was a good one, man. Do you mind telling everybody where they can find us?
For sure, I can. Um, Multiple platforms. You can check us out on Instagram, Investors Playbook LLC. Check out our website, www.investorsplaybookllc.com. Um, and from there, you could really just find everything. Our YouTube is there. But if you don't want to go to the website, you can just search for Investors Playbook LLC on YouTube. We got the Spotify, we got the Apple Podcast, we got the um, Audible podcast. We're on every platform, right? So whatever floats your boat, you'll find us there. Yeah, just check us out. Check out our content. Also, Facebook. Like I mentioned earlier, come join the Facebook community. Search for Investors Playbook. Look for me and Cornell's picture. And yeah, we are literally just talking about finances every single day. So if you're interested in learning more, join the community. And yeah, we'll love to have you. We would love to have you there.
And really the biggest thing that I would just like for everybody, like the grand message, the summarized message of this episode,
Mhm.
just know where you want to be, know what your values are, and just make sure that you're working towards those each and every day. Because if you know what's going to make you happy and you know that what your ultimate goal is, you don't want to leave this earth without achieving it. You see what I'm saying? Like just just know where you're going.
Yeah. And
Don't be a
I'll
floater. Don't be a drifter.
Don't be a drifter. I'll even double down and say you don't want to get to close. You don't want to look back 10 years later, look back at what you've done and say, I could have, I should have, and I would have been. Like, that is a very bad feeling. When you think about the things that you want to achieve and how you could have done little incremental things to make that happen.
Just
And
make
I'll even talk about like working out 50 push-ups a day, little things, $50 into this stock market. Um, like it could be tiny things that you could do every single day. You got a lot of time in a day. We all got the same amount of time, but what you about to say, bro?
like all I had to do was sacrifice OnlyFans for this many months. You feel me? Or not go to the strip club, like you feel me? Like or not smoke this hookah or not
That's
buy this bag of
it.
weed. Like
That's
there's
it.
so many things that you could just,
And the thing
have
is,
alternatives.
it don't even gotta be permanent. Like, you can stop doing something for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just to get on track. hopefully it'll build a good habit to where you don't have to go back to that. But like the idea of just sacrificing the stuff you want right now just because you want it, not because you need it. It's just because you want to do it. So you do it. Like let that shit go for a sec. Just let it go, bruh. Just
That's
let that
real.
shit go. Just let it go for a sec and just be like, I'm gonna try to do this that does not that's unexpected. I'm not gonna go spend money like I would normally do. I'm gonna go to the gym every day like I wouldn't normally. Just try it and see. And yeah, still just figure out. I think, like you said, though, most importantly, figure out where it is you want to be, because just running straight to some goal, some ambiguous goal is cool. You're moving, but you don't know where you're going. You don't know what it looks like to feel achievement. So
You don't even know if you're going the right way.
don't know if you're going the right way. You could be going the wrong direction, bro. Your shit is north, and you could be going west. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
so
Take some
just
time.
make sure that you know what it is that you want, that you know where you're going, and that you're doing little things every day. And think about the opportunity cost, the things that you're spending money on, spending time on. I want to say that too, because opportunity cost is not just financial. It's There's time as well. Like the amount of time you're spending, and we know we don't get that back at all. That's over with. So yeah, good overall message, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
as always, thank y'all so much for your support. We
appreciate y'all.
appreciate it as always.
Yes, yes.
And I think we are about to hit 900. The goal right now is 1,000 followers on IG. We almost at the 900 mark. It
Bro,
was
I do it before the end of February, man.
it was like
We halfway through
899,
February, bro. We
bro.
halfway
Last time I
through
looked,
February. Hey, look, if
yeah.
y'all on here, if y'all watch this, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to follow us on Instagram, okay? We try to hit 1,000 in, what is that, 15 days, 14 days, something like that.
The real goal is 5,000 before the year is closed, but 1,000 before February. But we're definitely gonna have it. No, so yeah, 1,000 before February. You know, we got
Would be
15 days,
cool.
right?
Would be cool. We gonna hit 900 for sure.
Definitely not.
But
Yeah,
hitting 1,000 before February will be like, whoa, that would be crazy.
before the end of February, right?
Before the end of February. Yeah, 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 my bad. Yeah. So yeah, man.
All right,
That's
straight up,
cool.
y'all.
All right. Well, look, appreciate y'all again. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 25, Investors Playbook. And we'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace out.